with all of it, and I apologize. But I was catching an episode of Nobody Likes Onions of Patrick Melton overseeing this and discussing it, as is his wont, while I was at work. And then he started suggesting maybe he would go and sit in on the hearing. They'd have to fly to Minnesota and do that. And it was such a funny concept. And of course, as of now, I believe he is going to do just that. And so this inspired me to get out the little drawing pad I have here that I had with me on the job to draw out this little scenario. Don't think it'll play out quite this way. I don't believe Tookie could actually go. But even if he could, probably would not be allowed to bring the puppet into the courtroom, unless I suppose one could suggest he could make the story that, look, this is my comfort puppet. I have anxiety and I just need it to calm me down. And also, I'm very shy, so I tend to communicate with others through it. So that's the only way I can function. Of course, not really involved with the trial, so probably even with that would not be allowed in. Well, that's asking a little too much, So Melton would have to go in on his own and, take very good notes and all of that to be able to relay what he witnessed, Now, I believe Nick Recato will also be there. And I think Mrs. Recato as well, since this concerns, the unfortunate business that occurred thanks to the foolishness of one Aaron M. Holt. So the scene was pretty obvious. So doodled this down on this. And then I was like, it's pretty funny, especially with little Tookie there. So sent it over to Melton on the phone. He liked it and everything. I got interrupted at work, so I didn't get to see his full reaction to it on the show. I did see he had it on his phone and he was showing them and everything. So later on, I did a color version of it. I just took a picture of this, put it in Photoshop, and worked on it, and did this color version here. So there you go. You see it all nice and colored up. And I have added the little Nobody Likes Onions logo on Melton's hat. So there they are, happy to be there, saying, "Hey, Aaron," because they're all big fans. Aaron looks a bit disturbed at this, which I suspect is probably accurate on how this might unfold and all that good stuff. So there we go. So that was the little cartoon that could, and Melton then tweeted that out, and I got a lot of responses to it. Most of the complaints are the same. They seem Melton needs to be fatter than how I depict him. Well, yeah, he's pretty big there, I mean, you can compare him to the other characters in the room. He's he's still a big boy, but apparently not enough. But the subjectivity of art. Yeah, this is true. Hey, Thompson says the audio sounds good. Thank God. Says looks great. Thank you. Hey, Thompson, I missed the past week of Dabble shit. Is Aaron back in court? Will be. I can't remember if the hearing's today or it's probably tomorrow, I think, right? I don't know. But anyway, that's the deal. Patrick Melton is going to attend the proceedings, possibly get some images of Aaron walking into the court. Saw that the last time around that he did that. He was all dressed up in his suit and everything. and then probably again this time around, I would gather, and then go to witness it. The shame of it all is it would have been really funny if I could. I wonder if you're allowed to bring in a drawing pad into, because they do have their courtroom artists to sketch what happens, and would have been fun to go and sit there. But there's just no way I could. I mean, there is a way, but I just was not about to. Besides, once again, not feeling great. I guess Sunday night took a toll on me. I don't know. But I'm doing better now, so it'll work out. But nevertheless, man, that would have been fun to sit there and sketch all that because they're not going to allow you to take video with your phone, I would assume, you know. A. Thompson, that the Ozempic version of Melton? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he wants to take Ozempic. Hey, Thompson, Doug, have you been in trouble with the law? A traffic ticket. You know, I was speeding. They had me dead to rights. Hey, Thompson, Melton should fly you up there to be the artist. Yeah, well, even if he was going to make the offer, I couldn't have done that. Not on the short notice like that. So it's fine. It's fine. So still, it would have been hilarious. Yes. So anyway, I believe that same night that I heard about this, and then it later in another show. He was saying, "Yeah, I'm going to go." This character was, I guess, a recent discovery of Melton's. This strange person. Now, it's an interesting thing that keeps happening. There's my name, Doug Nelson. And then there's this restaurant at Minnesota called Nailsin Brothers. As far as I know, no relation. But it is funny. He plays the little ad from it all the time and may even go and sample the cuisine while in town. So that could be interesting, too. There's other little elements that Melton can finally cover for this saga that is unfolded on the Nobody Likes Onions show. Meanwhile, he discovered this character, and I can't remember. I think he did mention where this person hails. But anyway, seems to have some sort of gender dysphoria going on. But nevertheless, his name is Michael Nailsin. Now, that's not the Michael Nailsin from Mystery Science 3000. No. Mystery Science Theater 3000. I mean, unless he's really changed a lot. But no, I don't think so. And it seems to be a hardcore Bible thumper or something like that. But anyway, did a portrait of Michael Nailsin. Also, I'm pretty sure no relation. Pretty sure. Don't know if there's any relation with the Nailsin Brothers establishment. No, not yet. Duel Links, one of my characters, Baron Void. Some of the superhero characters I do. Yeah, there they are. Hey, that's great, huh? Well, then another scenario was suggested and did this. Now, I can't remember if it was a super tip or what have you, but someone suggested, hey, will Slam Piece be there? Stands to reason that she would. You know, you got to support your guy and all that. But when somebody suggested, what do you think her reaction will be seeing Nick in person? Now, you all know the soap opera, something about Nick Rekieta. Huh? And, oh man, could this spawn something? So, this again inspired a silly little comic strip idea that I thought I could do here on this show. Now, this is sort of the preliminary one. I'd done another one, but went back and forth, didn't quite like what it was, and decided, Well, I could try it again live here on the show. So basically, you've got Stilto. He's upset. This is uh, a fictional account, of course, as events have not yet occurred. That this would be in the aftermath. I'm assuming he will not be getting jail time or anything like that. I don't think so. Maybe a harsh fine. Might have to do community service. Who knows? But anyway, but here he is being driven home by Slam Peace, and he's all upset because Melton and Nick Ricada were in the courtroom, and it really pissed him off. So he's all upset about it. And she's like, oh, yeah. And then we see her thoughts about she just can't get the image of Nick and Melton out of her head and all this stuff. And it's like, what does Slow Wife have that I don't? See, the romance is beginning to blossom because of these charming lads who suddenly came into her life. And she can't help but compare them to, the toe. So anyway, that'll be our little cartoon for today. So first things first, I'm going to put some lines on this sheet here to set up the parameters that I want. There we go. And we'll get to it. Then guess probably end up going to Photoshop in the whole 9 yards. It won't take 9 yards, but you get the idea. Yeah. I don't think we can conjure 9 yards out of all this. It's only a few bits of paper. This is one of those ideas. This is the cardstock paper, and it works pretty good for drawings. But also because it's 9x10 put together, it forms the actual dimensions of comic book drawing paper. And then it's like I'm doing a comic strip for later comics that I want to do. And since I use Photoshop to put the dialogue and everything, I can just jot it down here in this little space I provided. See? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty smart. Anywho, have you been to jail? Not as a prisoner. Do you have siblings? Yes, I do. I have 3. All right. Let's see. We don't need that much, so I think that will be enough space to do the close-up on Miss Peace, first name Slam. And that'll work. Now, drawing Steel Toe, now he'll be upset in this scene. He's not happy. Bad enough he's got to go to court, but then he has to see his mortal enemies sitting in there, staring him down, burning, daggers into the back of his head, that kind of thing. Oh, that reminds me, I did another one. It's not that great, but basically you see this here. That's Melton grinning, looking at Steel Toe's bald spot. And they said the judge is a woman, but I don't know what she looks like or anything. So there you go. See? Boy, all kinds of possibilities of what could happen in the courtroom. I don't think it'll be as entertaining as the Daryl Brooks trial and all that, but there's interest, obviously. And really, when you think about it, kind of just helps everybody. Melton's got another little adventure to relay and make shows about for a couple of days. Steel Toe will have it as well. Regardless of what happens, he will claim it's a win for the toe. It really doesn't matter how it turns out. And probably go on to claim that it's a win that Melton showed up. I doubt very seriously that he'll actually interact with Melton. It's possible, which would actually be rather impressive on his part, because there was all that talk about him going to Hackmania, and then he said he wanted to do a boxing match, and then they're like, "What? Yeah, all right, we'll do that." And then, well, yeah, there's rules and shit, and he didn't mean it. So that's the thing, if you just went up there, it would actually be very beneficial, for him. I mean, I understand he'd be the butt of the joke and everything, but you want to be a funny guy, and if you have the ability, in some cases, you can kind of turn it around, you know. But there's a certain amount of respect and gained just by showing up at all, and being there and doing all that stuff. But yeah, it was not to be, I guess. Didn't go. And but hey, opportunity knocks once again. As hey, Melton will be right there in the same room. So, and then hey, maybe attitudes will change. Uh, they become pals. They'll hang out, stuff like that. Well, probably not, but it still provides, material and whatnot. So everybody wins, not just the toe. Of course, the toe always wins. That's what he says. Yeah, this middle spot, it really is the spider. It is thinning even more. Eventually, it's a very distinctive look for him. And once it's gone, though, it'll be gone. So I don't know. What do you think? You think he would, just shave it, that kind of thing? I don't know if he'd be the type to get a motorcycle, start doing that. But I still didn't quite. But he does do this thing. He does multiple things with his hands when the anxiety starts to creep up. Uh, a lot of times he'll tie his fingers into like pretzel like knots, or he's going on about shit and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's just a little nervous habit he has. It will be interesting, per the report that I imagine Melton will deliver. I guess from his hotel room, and then give a in-depth story about what exactly the hand movements were. Did he jam his index finger into his cheek yet again? Suppose he could have had a running bet on how much of those would he do. Does he twist his hands into pretzels, uh, listening to what the judge has to say, what the state attorney has to say, and all that? Uh, will there be a testimony from Miss Ricada on this? I don't know. Saying, this was bad and he shouldn't have done that, and that kind of thing, and how much, uh, twists and turns will his fingers take in response. So there's all kinds of potential descriptive information here for Melton to pay attention to and report on later. And then, well, I suppose it could draw that, you know. Also, does he get it, or does he want to take the chance to, tell his side and all that? Uh, and what could that be? And and I could depict some nature of that. Sometimes it might require a certain bit of imagination or a reference to activities and whatnot in detailing certain illustrations that reveal more of personality, the man behind the words, all that sort of stuff. Um, it could be fun and enlightening. And so perhaps this too shall await us as it inspires drawings by yours truly. All right. But it might just be Steel Toe himself, and Slam Piece won't be there. But it would be interesting, you know? That is a strange set of circumstances. I'm not sure why she would be that devoted to this guy, provided the narrative is accurate about that. They had this relationship before, but then he went with April. Then that went south. So now she comes back, um, and she must really be into the guy. You know, a bit touching, but terribly sad at the same time. I mean, to each their own, their business and all that. But can't help but feel that it's a bit odd. But yeah, I guess love can be a strange thing sometimes. Whoops, probably did that wrong. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Do, 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 do. And now put the little mirror. All right. Oh, hey Thompson, are your siblings good at drawing? My younger brother is. Howdy, Doug. It's always good to see you as well as hearing you in synchronized sound, but I am glad to see you are on synchronized sound. All right. Well, glad you're here, St. Ranger. Um, just going to draw the toe. Again. Yeah, yeah. It's not the first time. Done several. Did a comic book, which is still not in the store. Yeah, I'm going to have to rethink that and come up with some other means to get those available sooner, because I don't recall it taking this long the last time I put one in there. So that's embarrassing. But that's what life does. It embarrasses you. You're supposed to learn from it or something. I don't know. But it It does embarrass you. Yeah. Let's see. Is that how I want it? Do like this, like that, because I need the dialogue. Could close in a little more. St. Ranger says, I mean, it's good to see and hear you. I'm just kidding around. Yeah, well, I am on EV Mux, and a lot of times, for whatever reason, that I still have yet to absolutely figure out, the audio just drops out or it doesn't even work. And then I'll come in, and then it works. I don't know. So I took a chance it wouldn't do that, and it worked for now. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to zoom in on this. There we are. Oh look, it's the eraser you sent me. Cool, huh? All right. Could zoom in on this even more. Let's see here. Maybe that amount of space. Trying to get this look of old classic comic books, especially of the romance variety. Okay. She's deeply concerned about this stirrings of feelings. Yeah. There we go. Hey, Thompson, the chat is turning on and off. I've never seen that. Turning on and off? Huh. There we go. All right. There we go. Sometimes I amaze even myself. All right. The chat is turning on and off. I've never seen that. Huh. I don't know. It's a little bright. You mean it's like it's there and then it just fades away? And then it comes back on? All right. Keep forgetting he's got a severe underbite. So, gotta make sure that's in there. Yes. That's weird. I gotta admit, I've never seen that myself. It's just, usually it's just always there. And of course, I'm assuming you're coming through on YouTube, you know? Oh, I got a Rumble rant. Why, thank you, Zay Ranger. Let's see here. This is my rant. There are many others like it, but this one is mine. Now back to our regularly unscheduled program. Why, thank you, Zay Ranger. Greatly appreciated. And yes, this is his rant. Other people can do their own rants, should they so desire. But this one is his. Now, the last time I saw Steel Toe in a suit, I think it was like a navy blue suit. I don't know if he's going to put on a different one or just, go with the same one, like it becomes a signature suit. He's usually in like a, t-shirt guy on the show. But, hey, Thompson says, Rumble no longer functions here. So what the deal? They blocked it in, I forget where you are, Thailand or something like that? Oh, well. What if I get banned from YouTube? Then you're not going to be able to see the show anymore. I don't anticipate that, but it's it could happen. You just never know. Okay. All right. These are admittedly tedious details of framing, but it is necessary. Yes. A. Thompson, they removed it from the App Store, and the website no longer loads. But still, that's a Thailand thing, right? So it's like, hey, what's the dealio? Well, yeah, St. Ranger, but Thompson's not in the States. So, I mean, yeah, we can watch Rumble. And I'm certainly live streaming from it. Whoops. But apparently doesn't have friendly circumstances in Thompson's neck of the woods. Hey, Thompson, YouTube getting better here. More people are using it. Well, I would have assumed they have been using it for quite some time now. Yeah. It's funny how this is like the third time I've drawn, and it's different every time. But, that's one of those things. It's like, well, I didn't like how that one went, but I did like this part, and then I can't seem to recapture it. Each drawing has to be its own thing. It's just one of those frustrations that don't really amount to a whole lot, not worth mentioning, but I mentioned it, so it's too late not to unmention it. There we go. Get her hair in there. And considering this is supposed to be a scene, having left the courtroom, I imagine she would be dressed in her Sunday best as well. And I'm just assuming she'd be driving. And not him. I could be completely wrong, of course. But for the purpose of artistic license, you understand, I'll depict it this way. And I do have an artistic license. Oh, yes. Okay. Oops. Yeah. What? We don't get, A. Thompson says, we don't get the government warning. It's blocked. It just does not load anymore. A. Thompson, if we go to that other hub, we get a government warning. Well, yeah, but I don't know. It could be something on Rumble's part that it doesn't do. I have to hear from other people from different countries to see how it works over there too, as well. It could be it just functions at its best here in the States. St. Ranger, I remember the first tie sticks I encountered in the early 70s. No one was hurt by them. My friends and I burnt them up, really. So it's the sticks that got hurt. Hey, Thompson, a lot of U.S. websites are not available here. Home Depot, Newegg. Huh. See, it's a conspiracy. Hey, Thompson, they don't want to do business here, I guess. Or can they? I don't know. Does Thailand have its own version of YouTube and they'd rather you do that? Then suddenly you won't get YouTube either. But then there'd be all the withdrawal and stuff. I don't know. That wouldn't go over well. I gotta watch Mr. Beast. Uh, there we go. Okay. They don't want to do business here. Blackie Blackerson. Afraid I'm unfamiliar with the lore behind this courtroom drama. Well, turns out there's this YouTube channel called Steel Toe in the Morning. And oh boy, it's a long winded story. All kinds of soap opera antics going through that. And he's been a favorite subject of another YouTube channel called Nobody Likes Onions. And oh boy, he's covered the whole travails of Steel Toe. And the latest is he's got to go to court and be sentenced in a case of, well, how shall I put this since I am on YouTube? Revenge naughty pictures. Yeah. Yeah. He released those to ostensibly some buddy of his and without her consent. And oh boy, that's a no no. So he's going to have to face the court on that. So anyway, boys, a lot of detail. I'm just not going to recite because it's so long-winded, and I'm busy trying to draw. But anyway, the guy does Patrick Melton is a comedian in Las Vegas. He does Nobody Likes Onions, and he's like, "Well, I got to go see this case." So he's going to attend the hearing and report back what went on. And while he was discussing all this and the parameters and whatnot, I felt inspired to draw potential scenes uh, from what may or may not occur in the courtroom and beyond. Like here, he's riding home with his girlfriend afterwards, very upset that Mr. Melton and perhaps others were in the courtroom. Yeah, yeah. Now I'm just speculating and guessing, of course, but well, it could be. Anyway, Thompson, strangers should smoke this new stuff. It's putting people in the hospital. It's so strong. Well, why would he want to do that? Thompson, we have Panthip, TikTok, a few others. Not familiar with Panthip. Thompson, did you see 28 late? Oh, did you see 28 years later? Not yet. Not hearing good things about it, which is disappointing because I had high hopes. I liked the first two films. But anyway, we'll see. Hey, Thompson, do you think he will actually get time in jail? No, I doubt it. Hey, Thompson, no offense and no homo. But I would rather see naked photos of Doug than that lady he is going to court over. Well, that's not very nice. Oh, I forgot. Naked pictures of me? Oh, my God. Oh, no. St. Ranger, the long and winding story. It was a no-no. A no-go. Yeah, but he went. You know, he just really wanted to impress his buddy, you know. He said, take a look at this. On a live stream. So it's not like, no, that didn't happen. No, not just his buddy, his whole audience and everything. He didn't show the images on the live stream. Well, that might involve some more trouble that he's liable to get. But still, uh, it's sharing intimate imagery without the lady's consent. And, well, they got laws against that now. And so now he's going to court. And again, I don't know if that's today or tomorrow. I did catch. I think Melton said he could be back home by Thursday, so I'm guessing perhaps maybe it is today. I don't know. But then again, like a sentencing hearing uh, could be tomorrow morning, and then that's that. But then I would think that would mean he'd probably get back home by Friday. But what do I know? For all I know, he's already streaming saying, "Well, this is what happened." um, Blackie Blackerson. It never ceases to amaze me the incriminating things people will do on camera for clicks. Yeah, a lot of that going around. Um, I will not be doing that. If I don't get the clicks, I just don't get them. I'm just going to sit here and draw these pictures. There we go. A Thompson says, you should see 28 years later. Don't listen to people. Give every movie a chance. I won't be giving every movie a chance. There's some movies don't interest me in the slightest, but I'm going to see the movie. I just don't know when. Um, but I don't know. It's like it's one of those things of what's the other story to tell and that kind of thing. So hopefully they came up with something. But in this day and age, a lot of movies, it's very easy to be disappointed because there's been so many. By now, you would think there. Of course, I say that thinking now that there have been some films that turned out to be really good. You know, and I'm expecting everything to be pop because so many have been. It's like that Godzilla movie, that Godzilla minus one. That turned out to be really good. I was quite pleasantly surprised. Uh, yeah, the one with King Kong in it was all right, I guess, but nowhere near as good as the minus one. That one they did. Although the what was it, King Kong X Godzilla or whatever, I forget what the hell they called it. And not the first one, the second one, where he had to have the Transformer glove on his hand. Anyway, uh, it actually the King Kong parts was probably the best parts of that one for what it was, you know. But the minus one was a very compelling story of guilt and redemption and uh, let's see what else. Uh, well, the weight of guilt, I suppose, that weighed heavily on the brow of the protagonist. Yeah. Boy, it makes a lot of noise. It's just the microphone, at least on my end of it. Maybe it isn't. It's like the brush strokes of the marker. Whoops. Well, that's fine. Everything is fine. Let's see here. My A. Thompson says, my daughter wanted to see that movie Wicked. I took her. We really enjoyed it. Now, I heard people did like it. I was never interested in it. I never saw the musical, or I'm just not crazy about that sort of thing. But yeah, for the most part, I think people enjoyed it. You know, Blackie Blackerson, come on, just a little skin. No, I mean, this is my face, so that is my skin. Hey, Thompson, my wife took them to see the new Lilo and Stitch. They loved it. Yeah, that's one of those live action remakes, right? I'm not a fan of those either. Saint Ranger, he wanted the no spot. Pardon, I do like pot. Well, all right then. Uh, well, yeah, he got the no spot, but he wasn't supposed to just show it to anybody. And, well, he did. And he's going to have to pay a price for that. 8,028 days later was shot on garbage cameras. It was terrible focus and resolution, but the movie was cool. Yeah, I didn't mind any of that. Uh, it's a pretty good movie. Then I liked the second one. You know. And then, well, they just didn't have any ideas. I think one of the guys behind it, was saying, I don't really want to do another one because Walking Dead will steal the ideas. um, but I guess they came up with something for the new one. But it was also immediately announced that they want to turn it into a full-on new trilogy of the films, which, I mean, this marks the third film, so this would be the first trilogy, I would think. But yeah, everybody wants a franchise and stuff like that. Um, but if it's an idea that expands upon itself, then I guess, yeah, I could see that. But there's a lot of this putting the cart before the horse type approaches to films and whatnot. It can be detrimental because it almost always indicates not thinking it through. Hope springs eternal. So there we go. Let's see here. Blackie Blackerson took my kids to see the new Dragons movie. Is that the Train Your Dragon one? It was good. CGI was top notch. Some of the casting choices were questionable, though. Yeah, that happens. Saint Raider 929. We have so many photos from the Civil War era, 1865, etc. I try to imagine a future Library of Congress with everything that was transmitted stored on the internet in its first 100 years of its use. Well, provided all of this survives, I mean, it's all digital information. Requires that storage facilities remain up to date, and which would ultimately mean you have to transfer a lot of it again and again, maintaining storage, all that. One asteroid, it's all gone. Or, a nuclear exchange. Yeah, that's possible. But now, of course, same could be said for old timey wimey photographs and all that. All that'll go too. Oh, damn it. There'll be nothing left. Uh, I don't know about like after some great disaster, about 1,000 years, everything's gone except, I guess, Statue of Liberty. Of course, it might be in the ocean. Mount Rushmore, that'd probably still be there for a while anyway. But if there's no humanity, then eventually, it's not like the aliens finally show up and, wonder what this is. Well, it can't possibly be a natural formation. Oh, okay. Wonder what happened to them. I don't know. They're probably a bunch of idiots. Yeah. And then that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So what was it all about? It was to see whether we would screw up or not. We did. The end. That's what that'll be about. Um. Do. Same Ranger. NSA would love to try, allegedly. Oh, store everything. Hey, Thompson, I like the words to describe the effect they had in Avatar 2 in IMAX 3D laser. It was shockingly amazing. Never seen anything like it. Well, I'll never know because I'm not going to watch Avatar. I saw the first one, didn't like it. Done. Blackie Black person, you damn dirty apes. That's what he said. And I mean, you can understand. I mean, when he found out they had lobotomized his buddy, you know, it's a mild reaction when you think about it. Hey, Thompson, when the next Avatar comes out, I'm there. Well, enjoy yourself. I won't be. Saint Ranger. Ha ha. All right. All right. So here we have our lovely couple coming home from, um, well, the courthouse. So I don't know that both of them will be there, but it's a nice thought, isn't it? You know? Oh, geez, I kind of messed up his nose there. That's embarrassing. Now I'm upset. Thank God for Photoshop. That'll fix that. Um, Maybe add some little defining elements here as sort of the back seat definition or something like that. And just let it fade away, just like in life. Um, All right. All right. Doop, 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 doop. All right. There we go. Oh, yeah. Let's see. We'll put her hand there. There. Doop, doop, doop. All right. Oh. Hey, Thompson, I didn't like Avatar at all. The IMAX 3D laser. All right. Saint Ranger, his statue friend, and hey, I am chuckling constantly watching this. When you read, it sounds pretty gruff. I am laughing, not growling. All right. All right. Okay. Huh. I wonder, do I even have one of those nearby? Nope, that's stamps. What did that do? There we are. Is that one? Yes. Here's one way to cheat. Kinda, sorta. That is just bothering the hell out of me. So, usually don't use this much of it. But, alright. Jeez. There we go. The trouble I go through for steel toe. Who would have thunk it? There we go. And probably not getting his glasses right. But they're obviously glasses. And that's the important thing. So he's upset. Melton and Nick Rekieta are sitting in the courtroom. And he's just like, damn it. Oh. There we go. There we are. All right. Wait. Saint Ranger said the statue friend meant the Planet of the Ape guy. Oh, yeah. Saint Ranger, just kidding. Geez, I need happy icons. And okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Hey, Thompson, we will see Vikings Train Dragon this weekend. It's IMAX 4DX laser. So you get to watch the movie and travel through time to, the Viking days, I suppose. Wow. All right. There we go. I have to redo things. Just making it harder than it needs to be. But what can I do? That's just the way the cookie crumbles. All right. Okay. I think that will work. So now I need to switch to the Photoshop. So I'll have to play some videos. as I move on over there. You can smell the dragon, says A. Thompson. Oh my God. I don't know that you want to do that, but I guess you're gonna. Blackie Blackerson didn't spring for the 4D PLF tickets. Would have been $100 just to get 4 seats. Wow. 4 seats. Well, that is unfortunate. But, you know, life goes on. There'll be things to do, movies to see. It'll all be fun in the end. Well, probably not. At the end might, well, whatever. Anyway, I got to go get these videos. Let's see. What did I do? Oh, I did this one. Well, that's almost 4 minutes. That might work. It's a little tune and me drawing a toe from an earlier time. That might be something. Yeah.
Here's $5 just so I can say this guy sucks. How much does this gig pay? Another win for the toe. But if you need a break, I'd never say no. What will it take to let it all go? Think you can do better sitting next to this asshole forever and ever. Oh God, I wish I could go. Another win for the toe. I'm working a lot, I do what I can. But $5 is more than I got, so I cry like a man. Another win for the toe. Just to be clear, I want you to know I ain't no queer. I never ate an itch hole. Another win for the toe. Another win for the toe. But if you need a break, I'd never say no. What will it take to let it all go? And think you do better sitting next to this asshole forever and ever. Oh God, I wish I could go. Don't want a wood for the toe. Here's $5 just so I can say this guy sucks. How much does this gig pay? Another win for the toe. But if you need a break, I'd never say no. What will it take to let it all go? Think you can do better sitting next to this asshole forever and ever. Oh God, I wish I could go. Another win for the toe. Oh, I'm working a lot, I do what I can. $5 is more than I got, so I cry like a man. Another win for the toe. But if you need a break, I'd never say no. What will it take to let it all go? But if you need a break, I'd never say no. What will it take to let it all go? Think you can do better sitting next to this asshole forever and ever. Oh God, I wish I could go.
All right. Let me switch over. Let's see what we got here. There it is. I'll put it up there. And then move it on over.
Here's $5 just
I don't want
relax
this
and
song.
this guy sucks. How much does this gig pay? Another win for the total. But if you need
There. Jeez. Wasn't supposed to do that, but it did. Anyhow, let me get this in there. There we go. That'll work. Doop. All right. I'll catch a few more chants. Okay. Yeah, Doug, it would be great if you were there tomorrow. You could do an episode of Hot Talk with Doug Nailsin outside the courthouse. You have yourself a great day. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Drive by. Hey, Thompson, that's how much IMAX costs there? What the fuck? Blackie Blackerson, nicely done, sir. Blackie Blackerson for the fancy 4D seats with the vibration and all that. Wow. Jeez. Hey, Thompson, it's not that much to see IMAX here. It's really the only way I'm going to the movie theater. All other movies I can wait on streaming and watch it at home. Blackie Blackerson, I don't see many movies in the theater. Home theater setups these days are fine quality. St. Ranger 1959 says, excellent. A1. Hey, Thompson, the vibration. They can make smells and water mist. Are you sure you want that? Blackie Blackerson, is that a custom AI generated song? What made you think that? Yes, that's what it is. I forget the deal. It was Steel Toe with Johnny Crutches, and Johnny Crutches started crying. Somebody wrote into the chat saying that he sucked, and literally said, this guy sucks. What's this gig pay? And well, I don't know. I guess he was having a bad day or something, and kind of lost it on it. But anyway, I thought, that sounds like the lyrics to a song. And so there you go. Of course, Aaron, he just wanted the entertainment value out of it all. And that's how that unfolded. But it did inspire an AI song. So, I did two versions of it. Of course, it automatically does that. That was from Suno. And I thought the first one was probably the best of the batch. But, I kept them both. And the second one does have that kind of a cool chorus. Another win for the toe. Like that. So I thought, that's something. But the other one had a little something more to it all. And it's interesting to wait a minute. Is it still? Yeah, it's still selected. To have two different versions of the same exact lyrics, and I've done that with several of them. There's it's like the opening and ending song I do for the drawing show, like I started off the show with. That opening one is the best, but then there's a couple of others that aren't too bad, and then I picked one to be the closing one. It's not too bad. But Well, it's all a part of the fun, I suppose. You never know quite how it's going to turn out, despite how detailed a prompt you might give it. But also, another sign of the apocalypse. We've reached the end of our creativity. Everything is just rehashed crap, and it's all over. But then again, I suppose, the fat lady hadn't quite sung yet, but she will. She will. And surprisingly enough, or perhaps not surprisingly, she too will be AI. Yeah, yeah. All those sci fi movies and stuff in the 70s warning us about automatons taking over. He thought it was silly, but you were wrong. And that's life. It ends. Yeah. All right. Um, jeez. I don't know. Let me start over with that. Um, Let me make it a little darker. And there we go. That's probably better. We'll get that in there. And again, I'm assuming he'll be in this blue suit for his court appearance. Maybe not. I don't know. It might not be required or anything. I don't know. If he just, well, I want to look responsible in my best. So, you put on a suit. I'm here to take responsibility and show that I've learned my lesson. And damn it, I just want to be the better man now. That kind of thing. And so putting on a suit tends to at least give the appearance that this time you really mean it and all that. So he'll probably be wearing one. So I probably made a good guess on this part. And if he doesn't, well, that'll just piss me off. All right. Yeah, good enough for that. This one should prove to be a little easier than the courtroom scene because, there's just not a whole lot of details. As for the car, I'll probably do that a little differently as well. So we'll just decide that the light source is coming from outside the window. This way I can get away with not having to color the whole damn thing. There we go. Do a little bit of that. Go ahead and get his finger in there, his ear. Yeah. Maybe a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. And of course, the skin coming through the hair that's barely there anymore. That kind of thing. And there we go. Ah, yes. There's his hand with the index finger being shoved into his cheek as he's very upset. Which, I mean, if he did get a stiff sentence of something, like a hefty fine, he's got to go pick up trash off the street, something like that. I don't suppose he's going to get a chance to go teach boxing to the youths for community service. I don't think he'll get to do that. Again, I don't know what color tie he'll be wearing, but we'll just go with this. And there we are. There's his tie. Okay. Go back to the layer of the J-ring, and we'll put that there. That's what we'll do. And oops. All right, screw that. I'll get my own other layer and do this the way I want. I do it the way I want. There we go. Put that there. You get all this little detail. And whatever little element sticks it to the windshield. And there you go. Now, Slampy's here. It's looking a bit disturbed. What could this mean? Well, that's the thing about comic books, comic strips. You get to see what they're thinking. I mean, for the moment, I still got to finish the Hot Pot. So let's see what this was. Which one? There, that's the one with the flesh. So there we go. We'll add some color, some definition of her nose. All this area. I don't want his here. I'm going to put her here and there. Yeah. Perhaps this. It's like this and like that, and all that. Yes. There we go. I doubt that she would get called to the stand on anything other than a character witness or a statement of, wow, he's really changed and he's a better man now than he was in those dark days when he wasn't under the influence of that horrible law tuber or something like that, And maybe that. But usually they might allow for something to be read. I don't know for a case like this. It's like if you're going to life in prison for murder or something, you might have your family members. He's just misunderstood. You don't know the real era, and then all that type of stuff. And then they, throw him away anyway. That kind of thing. But you get your chance to say, hey, he's not that bad of a guy or whatever. But probably doesn't really get any of that for this one. I mean, you did what you did, and you made a show about it. Well, maybe that's kind of stupid, huh? So there's a lesson for everybody in the end, Keep your nudes to yourself, Of course, most of the revenge porn scenarios was like, well, the ex-boyfriend, he got dumped by the girlfriend, And he's like, God damn it, you bitch. So then he says, oh, you think she's all sweet and nice? Well, look at this. And it's, her doing these really slutty acts, stuff like that, in an attempt to besmirch her image, especially if she's like, well, I'm going to be decent and go to church and stuff. And then all of a sudden, there she is on all fours or God knows what. And he's like, see? And so that's what the case is like. This is some form of harassment or whatever. And then a lot of people, oh crap, there's also pictures of me out there. So, you make a law where that's not right. So there you go. So you better be careful about that crap. But he wasn't. He really wanted to say your boy did great, huh? And, well, now he's in court. But perhaps deep down, as he's driving over to the courthouse, this is a good thing because it's taught me to finally grow up and realize, man, I really need to get my act together. I shouldn't have been doing this sort of stuff. And I really feel bad. I really had nothing against this woman, and I'm sorry for the trouble I caused her. And but in the end, I think there's a powerful lesson here, for everybody. And hopefully we can all learn from this and become better, if not stronger people. You think that's what he's thinking? I mean, that might be the statement. Would 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 you believe that one? Yeah. Yeah, no, of course not. But it's the sentiment that matters mostly. Maybe just saying it makes it closer to the reality, and you really do learn, and you really do become that better person. Whoops, that didn't look right. Oh, it's still got that crap. All right, let me see. Which one is the? I think it's this one. Whoops, nope, wasn't that one. This one. Yeah, there you go. There. Once I flatten all this, we'll have that there. We don't need it here or here. Might as well. I wonder. Yeah. We gotta do your lips. We gotta do your lips. There we go. And there. And there. All right. Maybe a little bit. Some coloration. Oh. There. Good enough. Okay. Maybe I could just, I don't know, will that work? Well, what do you know? Sometimes it just works out that way. Damn it! I knew there would be an opening. I mean, obviously I didn't know it entirely, but we'll go with it. All right. There. How you like them apples, smarty pants? Huh? Yeah, you're not messing up this drawing. No, you're not. You're going to be purple, and that's the end of it. Then later, how did he know I have an outfit like that? I didn't. It just works out that way. All right. Now the dialogue will be here, that'll be her, so we'll go ahead and set that one. Let's see. This. There we go. All right. Do, 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 do. All right. Probably should have something like that. Okay. Probably not completely accurate, but no, good enough. Crap. There. This. And. Huh. All right. Maybe like that. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Something like these. Make the steering wheel a little red there. And you gotta put in all these. Yeah. Oops. Caught red-handed. Don't worry, we'll fix that in a little bit. First things first. There. And there. All right. Whoops. There we go. All right. Oops. There and there. Dun-dun-dun. There you go. That. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right. I don't know. I guess fingernails can be pink. I don't know. Whoops. Yeah, there you go. Never mind. We'll do it like this. It's like this, and like that, and whoops. So many spots, so little time. And there you go. Now, let's see that, whoops, this, and that. See, everything is fine. Oh, dummy, I want this to, there. There, thank you. And goodbye. Goodbye. All right. It's still going to require some wake. So now, might do this one slightly different. Oh, wow. Look at that. It all fit. I didn't think it would. Huh. Okay. Oops. Oh, damn it. And there. Good Lord, that's too much. But them's the breaks. Oops. Come on. Oh, jeez. Yeah, come on. All right. All this. All this in a bag of chips. I'm assuming her eyes are brown. Don't it make her brown eyes? Don't it make her brown eyes? Brown. Oh. Do it like this. Let's see if that'll hold it. It did. Here we go. Okay. Damn it. There we go. And yay. 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 Do that. We'll get this. And might want to add a little more. As she's troubled by recent events, you understand. Oh no. All right. Okay. this works. Don't know if it will, but we'll give it a go. Yeah. Don't know if it helps to have the, the flat color underneath or not. Okay. Little by little. And this is all just 2 panels, you understand. Do you see? Do you see how long it takes? Oh, God. Well, I ain't got nothing better to do. So, I guess it works out in the end. Oops. All right. Do another layer. Put it way down there. There you go. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Oops. I don't need that. Okay. All right. Oh, the hand is going numb. I have to shake it back to life. All right. I think we'll use the shadow effect here and burn in the image. There, see? Adds life and luster to the lips. There we go. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. All right, so, well, let's see. Gonna do a little bit of this. Okay. Some amount of detail here. All right. Here, 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 and here. So that she has shine and bloody in the hair. Oh, yeah. All right. Maybe down a little here. There we go. All right. Um, Might have to add some background to this part here. Oops. Oops. Uh, Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a background in there. Just don't have one ready to go. I don't guess I have any in here. I'm forgetting where I keep all that. Oh, I think it's somewhere. Pictures. Where is it? The NK, the night stuff. All kinds. There, that one works. There we go. All right. Pre-made cityscapes. Oops. Damn it. Take it out. And put this in. Okay. Back up a bit. Well, it'll do. Unless you do it twice and let one go beneath the other. Like that. Maybe. Eh. something like that. Good enough. And then sketch, halftone, pattern, and a little more separation. Okay. And then here we go. That there. And oh wait, I better make sure the dialogue fits. That will be important. Comic Sans. No, can't have you be that big. Alright. Now this makes a lot of noise, so I think I will mute myself for the moment as I type out the dialogue. Okay. I don't think it'll make too much noise to go any further. So that ought to work. Turn the mic back on, you know. Anywho, there we go. But why can't I get the images of Nick and Milton out of my mind? I mean, what a slow life I have that I don't. So now she's all smitten by the presence of Cicada and Milton. Yeah. Oops, that's too big. So we'll go a little bit lower. There we go. Maybe one more. No, needs to be bigger than that. So a little bit more. There we go. Yay! Yay! So there we go. That's about the size of it. Damn it. Why won't things cooperate? I can't get it. Is it gonna? No? What? If I could just get it, but it won't. Okay. No. Good Lord. I can't seem to move it over. This is terrible. Well, there's only one thing to do. Let's save it here now. I don't want it. Doodleverse, that'll work. I don't know. Court drama. Good enough. There. Close. All right, I'll get it back in a minute. But this is the thumbnail for the video. So there's Aaron back in his suit from the initial court appearance where he was walking across. You know, he's timid. But of course, I placed him here with Melton faces floating around on his mind. He's gonna be there. He's gonna laugh at me, and that kind of thing. And that's how that'll work. There we go. Just had to kick it out and bring it back. So there you go. This would be, of course, after the ordeal, and he's there were those bastards, Milton and Nick, showing up in my hearing, and she's like, yeah. But deep down in her mind, she's thinking about Milton and Nick. Yeah. Wow. I think one of them even smiled at me. That kind of thing, what the hell is this? Man, how the hell did that happen? Must have been the smudge tool or something. Well, son of a beach. No, we'll just have to fix that. But it's still. Wait a minute. Huh. How did I get the smudge tool on that? I guess I could rewatch the video and see what happened. Was that before I turned it down? Yeah, I don't know. Weird. That is odd. That's very odd. All right. Well, flatten. And I don't know. All right, copy. Oh man, do that and paste. Maybe something along those lines. There you go. Good enough. All right. Yay, the courtroom drama. So perhaps a scene similar to this will occur in the aftermath. We may not know. Time will tell. Yes. Yes, it shall. All right. There we go. Jeez Louise, 2 hours of this. Was it worth it? Well, this too will be told by time. So, all right. Let me see what we got here. I have a nice home theater setup. That's nice. I have a Samsung TV. Well, work beckons. Excellent art as always, Mr. Nailsin. See you on PCP. All right, Blackie Blackerson. Have a good day. Hey, Thompson, there was a guy living in the woods mailing people bombs. He was trying to prevent this AI future. Yeah. Hey, Thompson, 1,000 hours of community service would be effort for him. Yeah, I know. It would be tough. Hey, Thompson, I would rather just do the 30 days in jail than 1,000 hours of community service. Hey, Thompson, how long have you been on Ozempic? You don't have the Ozempic face. You look a lot better than you did 2 years ago. Jeez. How long? Yeah. I don't think it's been a year yet, but it's been a while. Hey Thompson, or the real lesson: if you are going to send nudes, make it count. Make sure it's a good looking person people want to see naked. Yeah, I guess so. John the Beagle Dad. Hey Douglas, good morning. Well, good morning, John. John the Beagle Dad. I didn't know you draw digitally. Well, I draw by hand and then I scan it in. You mean digitally with my fingers? Well, yes. Hey, Thompson, he just colors digitally. Well, yeah, there is that. That's Photoshop does all the coloring stuff. And it does fix some things here and there. But for the most part, this here's the drawing. Terry Nee are they coming or going to court? Well, here they're leaving court. According to my imagination. And so I'm just guessing that this could be the interaction, Jason Shelley, hey, Doug, good morning, chatters. Hey, Jason. Jason, I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, better than last night. I had a spell, had to go sleep it off. Pretty anti-pod. Fire. Why, thank you. 8,000 audio. Yes, the audio was off. This time it was me. I turned it off because when I start typing out the dialogue for the word balloons, makes a lot of noise. 8,000, I can't hear him anymore. Yes, that's why. Terry Nee says he's typing. That's right. That's what it was. And but this concludes our drawing session. So we started out with that one, So this is the courtroom scene, and that's how it'll appear. Sadly, Tukey will not be there, but in spirit, it would be nice if there was an extra Tukey puppet for Milton to have sitting there. And he's like, "Hey, Aaron, look, Aaron, look who's here." Leave me alone. So won't that be nice? Oh, you know it. And then, of course, afterwards, the drive home with Slam Piece, and he's all pissed. How dare they show up like that? Meanwhile, she's fantasizing about Nick and Melton. Yeah, and there you go. That's the beautiful story that is the ongoing Steel Toe saga. As the steel toes, so are the days of our lives. So anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, let me do a quick check. All right. I got to do this little number. I have to switch scenes. Oh, I got to go to layers. There we are. And I think that'll make it work. I hope. Whoopsie doopsie doo. And there we have fantastic work. Well, thank you. Pretty. And why is it showing up twice? I don't know why it does that. Well, it is. Oh, it's because of the one on OBS. That's what it is. Let's see. Do you just? I think so. I think I just do that. Yeah. And there, the EV Mux version is there on screen. Thank you for the super tip, Pretty Amazon. Much appreciated. All right. That'll do it for this episode of whatever this is. Nailsin Miscellanea. Yeah, we'll go with that. And we'll do it again. Either that or I'll probably get into a Nailsin news show. There's always lovely Nailsin news stories. And I don't know. I'll probably do Pat's show unless he wants to do it more. I don't know. We go back and forth on that. There might be one tonight. There might not be. Definitely he'll do his live stream, I think, since he's back on YouTube. Don't know who his guests will be, but he'll probably do that. The Censored Show, I think Thursday will be one we do it then. So, there's that. And Pop Culture Breakdown should be doing that tomorrow. So have a good rest of your day. And again, of course, thanks for watching me hammer this one out. Yeah. And eventually, these two will be featured in comic book form. And one day they'll be available for sale. The previous one is already done. It's waiting to be put on the store. I'll let you know when. But again, have a good rest of your day. And thank you for watching my humble little show.